I want to show you how to make this V-stitch scarf. This right side of your work is going to be like little raised hearts. 2 rows of single crochet. I have a V-stitch and then a puff V-stitch. V-stitch, puff V-stitch. Here's the yarn I'm using. YarnFurBrains Caron Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. 8 ounces, 100% acrylic, medium worsted weight. It's a 4 in the color Hibiscus. You only need 1 skein. Sometimes we end up with 1 skein that we just really don't know what to do with. It measures about 8 inches. The length is 53 inches. I'm using a size 6. I'll start with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 22. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22 is our turning chain. Now we're going to work into the back loop. So if you turn the chain, you'll see these loops on the back. We're going to single crochet into that second loop from the hook. Skip the first one. This is the second one. Single crochet into this back loop. And we're going to work all the way back. 2, 3, and make sure that you're working kind of loosely. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21. We're going to chain 1. We're going to turn our work. We're going to skip this first stitch and we're going to single crochet into the next stitch. Then we'll single crochet all the way across. Seventeen, 18, 19, and 20. Now this time we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work. I'm going to skip this first stitch into the second stitch right here. Double crochet. Another double crochet into that same stitch. You'll chain 1 and 2 more double crochets into the same stitch. So that is our first V-stitch. We're going to skip 1, 2, another double crochet into the next stitch, double crochet, chain 1, 2 more double crochets. Skip 2 stitches and make another V-stitch, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Skip 2 into the next stitch, 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. We're coming to the end here. Remember, we got to skip 2. We'll make our last V-stitch, and we're going to be left with a stitch. There's a stitch here. We want to put a double crochet right into that last stitch. Let's look at this. We have 2 rows of single crochets, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make sure that you have 7 V-stitches in that row. Chain 2 and turn our work. We're working directly into this chain space in that previous row. We're going to yarn over, push our hook right through that chain space, yarn over and pull through. Now we're bringing up to make a puff stitch. We want to bring our hook up to the level of where this chain 2 hits. So we've yarned over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through. So when you're making these puff stitches, you're yarning over 3 times through the chain space. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 7 loops, chain 1 to close it. Let's do it again. We're working into the same chain space, yarning over, hook goes right through that chain space, yarn over, pull through, bring your hook up to that level, yarn over, pull through that chain space, yarn over, pull through the chain space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through, chain 1. So now we're working directly into the next chain space, into the next chain space on the V-stitch from the previous loop. So yarn over, right into that chain space, pull through, bring your hook up to that level. We're making those puff stitches. V puff stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to do another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Let's finish that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through, chain 1. And into the next V-stitch chain space. We're making our next puff V-stitch. And don't forget to chain 1 after each to close that puff stitch. So you're just going to continue these puff V stitches all the way across. And this is starting to look really nice with the color changes. With that ombre color change, it's starting to look really colorful and beautiful. So I hope that you are using a nice ombre yarn. It doesn't have to be this brand. You can use any worsted weight yarn for this project. And I will show you how we're going to go about making the next row. I'll stick with you for a couple more rows. And if you end up making this, I would love to see a picture. If you can send it to me, you can find me on social. I have my links in my description. on how to find me. I would love to see what you make. All right, so this is going to be the last puff stitch of this row. Look how pretty that pink is. So, see on this, we're going to make a double crochet right into that last stitch. And then chain 2, turn your work, and then we're going to work this row again into these chain spaces. Work right into that next chain space, making those V-stitches. That's 2 double crochets, chain 1, 2 double crochets. So all you're doing now is repeating the last 2 rows. You're repeating a row of V-stitches and puff stitches until you get to the end of your skein. Remember, we did the first 2 rows of single crochet, so when you get to the end of your work, make sure you leave yourself a little bit of yarn to do that 2 rows of single crochet at the end to just give yourself a little finished edge. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm in love with this yarn. I'm totally in love with this yarn.